Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear brothers and sisters. Have you ever asked yourself, especially as Eid al-Adha approaches, can I give all of my Qurbani meat away without eating any of it myself? This is a question filled with both sincerity and generosity, and it touches the very core of what Qurbani means in Islam, a profound act of worship, sacrifice, and sharing. Today, let's explore this deeply together, weaving through the authentic teachings of the Quran, the hadith of our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the inspiring examples from the lives of the prophets and Sahaba, to fully understand the wisdom and rulings behind giving away Qurbani meat entirely and what it means for our souls and our communities. Qurbani, as you know, commemorates the supreme act of obedience by Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him, who was willing to sacrifice his beloved son purely for the sake of Allah. Allah Almighty says in the Quran, "Indeed, we have seen the turning of your face towards the heaven, and we will surely turn you to a Qibla with which you will be pleased. So, turn your face toward Al-Masjid Al-Haram. And wherever you, believers, are, turn your faces toward it." Surah Al-Baqarah 2:144. But more relevantly, the story of his sacrifice is captured beautifully in Surah As-Safat 37:102-107. Reminding us that the essence of Qurbani is not just the meat but the submission and sincerity behind it. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "For every hair of the sacrificed animal, you will receive a reward," Sahih Bukhari, emphasizing that the sacrifice carries immense spiritual reward. Now, many scholars have discussed the etiquettes of Qurbani meat distribution. Traditionally, it is recommended that the meat be divided into 3 parts. 1 part for the family, 1 part for friends and relatives, and 1 part for the poor and needy. This balanced approach ensures that the sacrifice benefits those closest to us as well as those less fortunate, strengthening social ties and fulfilling the prophetic teaching of generosity. But what if someone wants to give away all the meat, eating none themselves? Is this permissible, and what are the implications? The answer is yes, it is permissible to give all the Qurbani meat away, and this act can even be highly meritorious, especially if the intention is to help the poor and gain Allah's pleasure. The Prophet, peace be upon him, himself taught us that feeding the poor with Qurbani meat is an act beloved to Allah. In a hadith recorded by Ibn Abbas, the Prophet said, "The best meat in the sight of Allah is that which is fed to the poor." Al-Adab al-Mufrad. This means that the act of generosity, the willingness to share fully with those in need, reflects the true spirit of sacrifice, putting others before ourselves for the sake of Allah. Furthermore, the great Imam Nawawi and other scholars affirm that there is no obligation for the person offering Qurbani to eat the meat themselves. The meat belongs to the one who sacrifices it, and they have full discretion over how to distribute it. Giving it all away does not diminish the validity of the Qurbani, nor does it lessen the reward, provided the animal meets all the conditions of the sacrifice and the intention is sincere. However, it is important to reflect on why the Sunnah encourages sharing among family and friends too. The reason is that Qurbani is a celebration, a communal moment that renews family bonds and creates joy among those we love. Eating some of the meat ourselves helps us feel connected to the sacrifice on a personal level, reminding us of our own submission and gratitude. But if one's circumstances or intentions lean towards dedicating the entire meat to charity, that is an act of immense kindness and can be a form of spiritual sacrifice far beyond mere consumption. Let's pause here and ask ourselves, in our fast-moving lives, do we truly embody the selflessness that Qurbani calls us to? Are we ready to let go of what we love, even food, to bring relief and joy to others? The story of the Sahaba illustrates this beautifully. They were known for their generosity and readiness to give everything for the sake of Allah. Umar ibn al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, when asked about giving away all of one's wealth, said, "The best thing is to spend in the way of Allah without expecting anything in return." This spirit of selflessness perfectly aligns with giving all Qurbani meat to those who need it most. Another heart-touching example is the story of Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, who said that the Prophet, peace be upon him, encouraged giving charity even if it is a date from one's own food. This teaches us that even the smallest act of giving can hold enormous value if done with sincerity. So, giving away all the Qurbani meat, whether due to personal preference, lack of appetite, or sheer generosity, is not only valid but can become a powerful manifestation of our faith and love for humanity. Yet, it is vital to remember that the intention behind the sacrifice, niyah, is what seals its acceptance. The Quran beautifully reminds us, and they were not commanded except to worship Allah, being sincere to Him in religion, inclining to truth, and to establish prayer and to give zakah. And that is the correct religion. Surah Al-Bayyinah 98:5. Thus, whether we eat the meat or give it all away, the sincerity of heart and devotion to Allah's command is what truly matters. As we approach Eid, I invite you to reflect on how you can embody the true essence of Qurbani, not just in the meat you consume, but in the mercy, generosity, and submission you show to Allah and to His creation. Remember, every morsel of meat given to the poor is a seed of mercy planted in your heart, a means of barakah in your wealth and your soul. May Allah accept our sacrifices, forgive our shortcomings, and make us among those who give with pure hearts and sincere intentions. If this message has touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more authentic Islamic insights. Jazakum Allahu khairan for your time. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.